Our polynomials today, it's going to be the same idea where we model something along the top and do something along the side, and then our product is going to be inside. So on your notes, we're going to do a basic problem that I think no one needs pictures for. You don't need to do the picture or do your algebra for this one. But a bathroom is 3 units by 4 units. If we build that with algebra, how would I construct something? What shape do I need to make a 3 by 4? Does it say X?
No.
So 3 ones by 4 ones. Now, if that's the area, or that's the dimensions of the bathroom, what's the area of the bathroom? 12. You know that because you know 3 times 4 is 12. But with a picture, why is the answer 12 for a model situation, a picture situation? What do you break it down by? Columns.
Columns and rows.
We have 3 columns. We have 4 rows. That's why the answer is 12. We have 12 little squares in there. We know from our picture stuff the little squares are ones. That's why that's our answer. So we're going to take that and use it for our algebraic stuff. How come this can't just be my answer?
There is no X in the problem.
It doesn't, well, it also just doesn't fit with this at the top. Like, it has to fit in the picture, in that space. Everything's going to have a space and a reason for being there. We're actually going to jump down. We're not going to do the next one or the next one. We're going to jump down to the very bottom. The very bottom on your front page. We now have dimensions of X. Which one is X, the top or the side? What does the top one say? X, and then there's 2, so plus 2. This is our X side. So that is modeling X times X plus 2. Now we need to figure out what is that answer. So go ahead and with your algebra tiles, set up that multiplication. So X plus 2 along the top and X on the side. What would have to go in the middle? Go ahead and do that. Okay, so around the room, I saw a lot of that X squared in that spot. That is perfect. Now the next part is where I saw a little bit of confusion. What has to fit in that missing space here? It's a short column, but a longer row, which is what matches a dimension of a rectangle.
It is.
The inside is your answer. The inside is always your product. The answer to that multiplication. So what is the answer to multiplying X times X plus 2? What is that answer?
X
X squared plus 2X. Ta-da! Okay, flip to the back. Next page. Top of the next page, we have another problem. This is now, because earlier that problem was just a monomial times a binomial. Now we have X plus 1 times X plus 2. So a binomial times a binomial. It is already modeled on your paper for you. Model that with your tiles. Try and figure out that answer. Go. Almost the same as last time, but every time when you're making this picture, the product is a rectangle. And it's a rectangle that the pieces fit for a reason. So the bottom part is still not filled in. That's a blank part of our rectangle. What's going to go is this section here. Another rectangle, just flipped. And then what has to go in those empty spaces? The 2 small ones. So what is the answer to this product?
X squared plus 3X plus 2.
Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to skip that question number 6, and we're gonna go down to that table now. This time we have to completely draw everything. Other side. So we need to model 3 and times x minus 1. That is our problem that we are trying to solve. Multiplying x plus 3 times x minus 1. So we have an x and then plus 3.
Plus 3.
Are we okay with that model? That's x plus 3.
And then we have
And then x, how do I model minus 1?
the red.
A red if you have your algebra child. If you're using those algebra child, if you are just drawing it, it's a colored in small part. Okay. Go ahead and model it with your algebra child, and then we'll draw it because I'll show you all a trick for drawing. Okay, the trick that I use for drawing. What shape is the product turning into? A rectangle. How I do a little shortcut when it comes to drawing because it makes it seem like you're not drawing as much. You're making a rectangle. I like to make the rectangle, which is the end of each column set in each row. And then at the end of each piece, just draw another column, draw another row. Ta-da! Now I have one thing left to do. Color in the different parts that are negative. What would be negative? That entire bottom part. And then when we write our answer, negatives and positives of the same shape cancel each other out, those 0 pairs. So what is the answer to that multiplication?
X squared plus 2x minus 3.
Perfect, because one of the negatives and positives cancel, so that's where the 2x is coming from. Okay, let's try the next one. On the next one, we're going to model it again. X minus 3 and then x plus 4. When it comes to these, please try and draw and take your time where like you can tell the difference between a square and a rectangle, and then like a small square and a big square. And then if you use that little shortcut that I just showed y'all, go to the end of each column in each row, just draw your rows, draw your column. Ta-da. The only thing you have to really think about, where am I coloring in? Where are some possible negatives? Where would any negatives be?
The whole right side.
Okay, the right side. Good. Anything that is positive and negative will cancel if they're the same shape. So what is the final answer to that multiplication problem?
X squared plus x.
Yep, this cancels with the 3 down here, so we're left with an x minus 12. Perfect.
Yeah, 80.
Huh?
How do we do it with them?
You know, that is one of life's mysteries.
You know, I
Maybe I'll try and teach myself over the weekend how to do that. I'll try and figure it out. I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Wait, so can you do
For today, let's just keep drawing. I'm not entirely sure we know how.
But I have a bit set.
Okay. We're gonna skip down. We're gonna jump to the bottom one and then go back up. Actually, no, I take that. Let's just go to 9. All right. This one. I want you to try and do this without me. I want y'all to try and solve this one without me. We have not included what part of it yet. What have I not taken into account? Negative. So what's negative? The entire picture. Because everything on the top is positive, everything on the side is negative, which means all of that is negative. So then what is the answer to that?
Negative 2x squared.
Negative 2x squared, perfect.
Minus 7x.
Minus 7x.
Minus 5. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I did it. Look out for
Okay. Now let's go down to number 10. On number 10, how is that different from Joseph? How is this problem now different than the other ones we've had so far? We have that exponent of 2. So what do?
We just do it. We just multiply. Oh, don't you just distribute it, like put it on each side? Yeah.
Okay.
2x plus 6. Oh, wait.
Exponent rules. I need y'all listening very carefully. I want everyone's eyes up here looking at me. Exponent rules apply when it's a monomial, meaning how many terms?
No.
How many terms are in this?
No. Oh, wait, no.
2. This is a binomial. You cannot use that exponent rule of just thinking distributing that negative if it is a binomial. The plus sign makes a difference. So what is this really telling us to do?
X plus 4.
X plus 4 times x plus 4.
Yeah, sure.
You have to do that. If you do not, there's a critical part of your answer that is missing. It is a wrong answer if you do not actually do that. Now set it up and multiply. Go ahead and do that one on your own. That is the drawn out picture. That is what you should have on your paper. Which means, what is your final answer?
X squared plus 8x plus 16.
Okay, now everyone look back up here. If you had just distributed it, like you forgot that you can't do your exponent rules, what your answer would have been x squared plus 16. So what critical part would you be missing?
Full 8x.
Anything that involves just the x part. So if you do not actually multiply, like expand it and multiply it out, when it's a binomial or a trinomial or anything that has more than one term, you are missing big parts of your answer. Big parts that make a difference. I'm telling you all right now. Everyone listen to this morning. If I give you this problem of x plus 4 and then squared, if you give me this answer, I am giving you 0 credit. 0. No partial, nothing. That is wrong. Does everyone understand this? So we're not going to make mistakes like that.
I'm scared now, but it's only for dimension.
Anytime that you have a multiplication with a binomial or a trinomial or anything where it's more than one term in parentheses being squared, that cannot have the exponent rules. You have to go through and actually do that multiplication. Because a binomial times a binomial, there's stuff with x's that will get missed if you don't do it. Yes, ma'am.
How would you put it on the, or how would you draw it?
You know, whenever I teach myself how to do this without pictures over the weekend, I'll try and figure out the triangles. We'll talk about it Monday. All right.